Dear Video Diary, it is December the 4th, 2007, and the time on the camcorder is correct with mine, 12:54 a.m. 12. Okay, I gotta change that. It's actually 11:54 a.m. Anywho, yeah, this is the first video that I am doing in my new apartment. I got this about a month ago. And wow, a lot of things have happened since I got kicked out of the barracks. I went over, lived on the barge for about 2 weeks, and then I, I got tired of that, so I got up with one of my buds, and we went to this apartment complex after searching around a bit to find the good place to stay, and it's a pretty good price. We pay about $725. He has a bigger room, so he pays $390, and I pay $335 per month, and everything's free except for electricity, so that's really good. And I bought a new desktop, which will be specifically my work desktop, but most of the time I'm using it only to play video games, so I kind of kill myself on that. I went to SARP about a month ago or two ago, which is Substance and Alcohol Rehabilitation Program, because of myself. I turned myself in saying that I had a drinking problem, and I tried to quit for a couple of times. Unlike normal drinkers, I actually got cravings, and I thought everybody was like drinking socially, but I actually was drinking more and more. So I am now going to AA meetings on the 8th. It'll be my 2-month mark of being sober completely. I even have coins. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Ah, yay! I'm really happy about this. I got of course the 24-hour coin. See if I can see that. 24 hours of being sober, and the 1-month coin. 1 month for being sober. You only get that in AA. And on the 8th, I'll be getting my next coin, my 2-month coin. And I'm really ecstatic. I really don't think I'll ever drink again, because I have figured out that I am an alcoholic, and we have learned a lot since then that alcoholism is actually a chronic disease. My dad had it for a number of years, and once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. Just like in the Bible, once you're a sinner, you're always a sinner. And whatchamacallit, I think it's best for me. Out of all the stuff, I looked at it, and sobriety against alcohol is best for me personally, because I actually did have a problem. I will admit I am an alcoholic. Just from looking at the stuff, I don't have to have anybody to tell me, or I don't have to read a book about it to know that I am. And I'm just glad that I caught it early on, because what's the difference between somebody being an alcoholic at the age of 35 years old that's drinking a lot than somebody who's had an alcoholic at the age of 25 who just started drinking? There's no difference. It's just a matter of how much you drank up to that point. It will be harder to, and basically harder withdrawal symptoms. And so I'm glad I caught it early on, like 1 year into drinking, and I was already drinking a lot, like $100 every month at least on alcohol alone. Anywho, recently I had a spiritual awakening during SARP where it was horrible. It was called an open chair exercise. They put this open chair in front of you, right? And I didn't want to do it, but they said just sit in the chair at least, and then you can sit back down. And everybody's going up, and I got basically what you do is you think about the people who have hurt you in your life, what you hold grudges against, and why do you hold on to them. You should just let it go if it doesn't pertain to them anymore. year down or 10 years down the road, back in your past, and it still lingers there, even though they might not even know it. But it's like this burning thing inside of you that you're just not willing to let go, and it'll eat you up from the inside out. And so I got really pissed off so much just thinking about the things that pissed me off in life, that I actually went down there. I sat in the chair, and I was just like looking at the chair like it was an individual, like I wanted to kill it. And everybody else was going up there saying like, "Yeah, Dad, you really let me down. Can't believe you did that." Or like, "Oh, Vanessa," like the girlfriend, "Oh, you are bitch. I really hate you." But me, I go up there, and I'm the only one that ever does this, and everybody is shocked. I go something like, because I'm thinking about God the entire time, and I've been praying to Him, and He hasn't been answering my prayers. And I go, I like yell, "I prayed to you every freaking night!" And that's just me talking normally, but it's coming out like yelling loud, and everybody gets shocked, and I'm not paying attention. But eventually I get to this euphoric state of like pure just anger and rage, that it felt as if everything around me and everything in me just like went dead silent. I mean, dead silent. And that was the euphoric state. And all I can think about is just kicking this chair. And then once I reached that euphoric state of anger, hatred, and rage built up inside, I couldn't control my actions at that point, and I went up and I kicked that chair like nearly all the way across the room. And it was an intense thing for me, and I went back down and I started crying. And I don't like to cry, or I was holding it in, the entire time, because I don't want to be in front of people crying. And crying to me is just weak. I feel as if crying is weakness. That's what I feel if I cry. It has a lot to do with my past, the reason why I think about this stuff, and maybe later on I'll get into general. Right now I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. Anyways, I drive off, and then I'm like, it's during lunch, and I'm feeling really, really just upset about the whole ordeal. Like, why did I break down like that? Why did I have to show my emotions to these individuals who I don't want to open myself to, because I've been hurt that way, right? And I'm sitting in my car and just like praying to God, like, why, Father, have you not answered my prayers yet? And I started just like crying, bawling, crying, and I can't stop myself no matter what I want to do. I want to stop, but I just can't. And I cry for a good 30 minutes of my lunchtime, which is just an hour, and I just can't control myself. It's because it just came up to this point, and it just was so much emotional stress and anger and rage built up that just went loose all at once, that nearly I would probably kill somebody. That much rage built up inside, and I just was letting it out, praying to God hard. Like, why aren't you answering my prayers? And eventually, after that, it was sort of like a spiritual awakening. God actually did kind of answer my prayer in a way. And I'll be getting that into more detail. And now, it has a lot to do with women. And now I'm really going now to go sobriety against sex all around, until I either get in a good relationship, which I think is over a month, or marriage. And because a lot of it had to do with, I just had bad relationships over this last year, and that was really stressful for me. So sobriety and sex until a good relationship or marriage. Anyways, I have 30 seconds left. I'm going to be posting a video very shortly on on my main account here, and telling everybody about YouTube, my other account, my new account. And I will also be voting for Ron Paul, and I'll be talking about that more. He is my new hero. So until later, bye, John.